In this video, we're going to determine if two fractions are equal. We're going to use 4 different methods to do that. The very first method is to just simplify both fractions. So we're going to simplify 10/16 by dividing by 2 and get 5/8. Then we'll simplify 45/72 by dividing by 3. Oh, I can divide by 3 again. And notice that I get the same thing, 5/8, for both. So therefore, those fractions are equivalent. Another way is to rewrite both fractions with the same lowest denominator. So you have to find the least common denominator. I'll do that by finding the prime factorization of both 16 and 72. When I do that, I get 2 to the fourth, 3 times 3 to the second for the least common multiple. Remember, we choose the 2 with the biggest exponent and the 3 with the biggest exponent. So it's 144. We're going to put that 144 on the bottom of both equations, or both fractions, and then we have to determine how many times 16 goes into 144. And that would be 9 times. So we multiply the top and the bottom by 9 and get 90. Then 72 goes into 144 2 times. So we multiply the top and the bottom by 2 and we get 90. Since the two tops are the same, then yes, they are equivalent fractions. Another way is to write fractions, both of the fractions with a common denominator, but it doesn't have to be the lowest. So we would just multiply those two denominators together. We wouldn't have to do prime factorization. When you multiply them together, you get 1,152. I did that using the lattice method. Then next, you have to multiply the bottom 16 by 72 to get the top, and then the bottom 72 by 16 to get the top. And also, I did that by the lattice method. If you notice, they're both the same, so therefore those two fractions are equivalent. And then finally, we have our fancy method. Here's the fancy method. Two fractions, a over b and c over d, where the denominators are not 0, are equal if and only if a times d equals b times c. In other words, I'm going to draw up arrows, a times d and b times c, if those are equal. So we're going to determine. We're going to take 72 times 10 and get 720, and then 16 times 45, we also get 720. So by the fancy method, we know those two are equivalent. So in class, I would like for you to turn in A and B and determine if those are equivalent using any of the 4 methods.